All right. Good morning, everybody.
ZKIN, ZK International, announcing plan to seek potential distribution. That's Zulu Kilo India Conductor,
Um,
KIN.
Good morning.
SYPA, Sayada Global spiking to the high, $3.35.
Okay.
Yankee Tango Alpha.
Um, Alrighty. So, right at the bat, guys, not gonna lie to you, I maybe got less than 3 hours of sleep last night. Um, and so it, I'm not gonna, it would be a bad idea for me to try and like go hard today. So probably not gonna be trading very long today. I'll probably just try and get some rest. Um, and then see what happens around power hour.
No news on SYPA.
But yeah, don't wanna trade when I'm tired like I am right now. So
the US radius
just throwing that out there for you guys. Hold on 1 second. Charlie, I'm talking right now.
Press release from the company.
Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and get started with just the morning news. And then we'll take a look at my watch list here really quickly. So it's really really funny. So Facebook, I've made already 2 TikToks on the Facebook rebranding. Just because it makes for some pretty funny content. But that being said, they are Facebook, which is under fire from regulators and lawmakers over its business practices and planning to rebrand itself with a new name that focuses strictly on the metaverse. And that article is coming from The Verge, which people are now confusing as the new name, which I don't think that's correct, but we'll see. In the article, The Verge wrote, they said that the name was under wraps. Um, so Anthems up 2021. Anthem, excuse me, ups 2021 outlook over profit beat on lower cost. Nasdaq profit beats on robust demand for investment products. So Nasdaq reported a third quarter profit that topped Wall Street estimates, helped by a strong demand from investment related products and a jump in the number of initial public offerings. I just thought of something really quickly. So NVIDIA and AMD, I forgot about that gap until just now. That's what I'm saying. I have a few play setups, but I little tired this morning. Micron considered a new U.S. memory chip factory as it gears up spending. Micron said it has considered building a new memory factory in the United States, but the state and federal subsidies will be needed to offset costs that are higher than its factory in Asia. Let's see here. So, U.S. stock futures were steady as investors digested Netflix's earnings, geared up for quarterly reports from companies including Tesla. While a dip in oil prices eased some concerns about inflation, European shares were mostly flat as an upbeat earnings from Nestle offset underwhelming results from French luxury group Kering and Dutch semiconductor company ASML. Um, Chinese stock slips with property shares extending. Oh, hold on a second. Um, Property shares extending falls and coal stocks tumbling. The dollar was marginally up against a basket of major currencies. A basket of major currencies. Gold prices rose, but gains were capped by an elevated treasury yields. Good morning.
Contract values exceed $6.7 million. That's India Sandy Uniform November ISUN.
Okay, so real quick, obviously, if you guys missed Netflix, the company's global Sensation Squid Games has helped learn more new customers than expected. The world's largest streaming service said it's predicted a packed lineup would further boost signups through the end of the year after sharp slowdown in the first half. Guidance. Netflix added 4.38 million subscribers from July through September to reach 213.6 million worldwide. Wall Street analyst has projected a 3.86 million in additions for the quarter that reached in September. Diluted earnings per share came in at $3.19, beating analyst expectations of $2.57. Revenue rose 16% to 7.5 billion.
There's a Pico Fireworks getting a pop to the highest $14.98.
Bingo.
That's DNA. Don't forget the Alpha DNA.
All right.
Collaboration taking place in Texas.
Okay, so right off the bat, as you guys know, and I don't think a ton of people took this. I did disclose that it was going to be a riskier play, which we'll find out here shortly. Hold on, let me full screen this because it's not letting me take my pivot points off. So as far as a watch list today, I am watching Square. So the way that I have it right now, I do see a reversal pattern. I've looked at it from multiple different angles. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And my stop loss for this contract, and I did expect this. This actually is expected price action. After coming out of a wedge and going into after hours, a lot of the times you're going to gap up or you're going to move up like this. And if I do see it like a pre-market rejection here. That doesn't really mean anything until we see the open. But basically above this line, it could even go and just retest this resistance, right? And it does have gaps above it. I was just looking to simply take it down to the potentially the 253, 251 level. So to the downside, I'm looking at Square below 254, and to the upside or my stop loss. I'll go ahead and cut my contracts and leave it alone. Lulu does actually present a pretty sweet gap down. So a lot of the times gap downs can be bullish. And if you look at previous gap downs on Lulu, like here, you do see where it kind of pops up and fills that gap relatively quickly. So I will be watching Lulu for just a simple gap fill from 412 all the way to 416. So that could make for a decent play there. And if you see on the hourly, we did end with a bull flag. So if we just get some type of beast candle up here, 420 is going to be the next level to break for Lulu. And then with a ultimate target of 425. So that's Lulu. Wish, of course, we took a little small account play there. Hourly, it's just kind of sitting curled up on the 9-day moving average. We'll see if it gets the pumperito, and if the Furus slide in. We're long. The contracts are cheap, so it might just be worth hanging on to. For that, we would have to see a complete reversal to probably go ahead and uh, exit those calls. So. Um, also, watching Wish, or excuse me, not Wish. I am tired. So Socks semiconductor ETF right here. So this was actually a gift from someone in the Discord last night. They asked me to do a chart on it. And so I was looking at the chart and I see a gap on the hourly. That gap spans from 465.50 all the way into the 471.25 level. So that's a decent sized gap, and definitely could have stocks like AMD and Nvidia, uh, obviously semiconductor stocks, moving to the upside. So I will have my eyes. I'm not necessarily looking to take socks. Um, that's funny. Um, I will take your socks. But I'm not looking to trade this, but looking at stocks like AMD, they do have a potentially decent setup here. I don't know where this line's going. This one did have a really sharp pullback back down to this zone, this mark of 114.50. Right now, pre-market below 115.45. AMD could move to the downside. It looks like just barely, there's like a micro gap right there, but above yesterday's close, which is going to be 116.25, could be a good early entry. And then, of course, this high right here of 117, we could see another leg up. If you look on the hourly again, that's obviously that median between the daily and your lower time frames. But RSI looks okay. You could roll over here. You see weak rollovers like this. So for potentially even you can see the flatlining of the MACD showing that the momentum is not there to the downside in any way. So definitely have this one on watch. NVIDIA does also present I think, oh, you know what? Never mind. I'm confusing that with something else. So right now, actually, on NVIDIA, oh no, I am right. Okay, so NVIDIA has like the smallest little gap at 233.55 to
Bitcoin futures moving above the $65,000 level here over the last 2 minutes, pulling back slightly now at $64,815.
we're gonna get some historic moment here. We're gonna be together for Bitcoin's new all-time high. 223.55 to the upside on Nvidia for a gap fill to just to it looks like 224 hold on 1 second. I see that as 224.65. So just like a little baby gap. And you can see we're not too far away from that. So that might make for a good scalping opportunity. But if you're scalping obviously heavy or, look for that um, good bounce and break. And obviously with scalping, you want to set you need to have a target. And so the gap does present a decent target for somebody who is looking to potentially scalp this. So does look pretty good. And then of course SOX, the ETF having that gap above it, definitely could look good for that. So Oracle. Well, I also want to go over Sony really quick first. So Sony, crazy stock. This thing can be fun to trade, difficult to wrangle, but this one, our put, you will likely. So it's actually going to be pretty sick because the call, which has a further expiration, is relatively inexpensive. And then the put, right, being in a shorter expiration, but obviously closer to the money, is a little. Sony's premiums are not expensive, so you'll actually see that contract open up pretty green, and so that'll give you the opportunity to, if we see the bounce, right, and that's only if we see the bounce, for you to just use that premium, to um just buy the dip and average down on the upside contract. Now, of course, reading the open and looking at pre-market right now, it's gapped down below. It's right there. Looks like it's actually at 111. So if it does continue to trend down, there's this very obvious level. It's 110.65. If we break that level, there's a good chance we're going to drop back down to 109. So I may just hang on to that put option contract and cut the long. But I will let you guys know because a lot of the time Sony will go and retest major moving averages like this on the daily. And right now we're not too far away from our bullish moving averages here on Sony. And everything still looks relatively clean. So anyway, let's see. Oracle worth going over really quick. So Oracle here I don't know if anybody held on to Oracle. I'll take a look at hold on 1 second. index, is that what are they talking about on index? Um, so with Oracle, you guys can see it's pretty, I don't know if anybody held, um, but it's pretty smacked up against 97.50. That's the level to break. At that point, I have a target of just straight up $98, where I'm probably going to get out of most of it. It's showing a lot of weakness at this level, but if we see a pullback anywhere below 96.75, I'm going to scram. You said you're holding Blink. Support, resistance, larger time frame, falling wedge, target to the upside is $30 still. And as you can see here, so this, right, we need to be able to read the room on Blink. This is aggression, right? This is where a lot of this is what bearish energy looks like. This, right? You're just sitting. So yeah, I can take a look, for sure. Um, yeah, those of you on YouTube, I can take a look at that. Let me actually go and share this. I forgot to share this in the Discord. I'm working at like 3% right now, so. But anyway, on Blink, set that up. So, if obviously if you end up projecting here, you have support right there at 28.75. If you bounce at 28.75, you're likely going to go back up and retest somewhere around 23.35, and then hopefully above 29.50. That's where you're going to start to see buyers step up again. So may just be consolidating on Blink for the time being. So. All right, really quickly.
Investor Paul Tudor Jones from Tudor
Um,
making some comments on CNBC now.
link in the bio if you guys are on TikTok here. I'm on YouTube right now streaming. If you guys have any new any questions, I'm not gonna be trading for long because I could not catch the sleep last night.
Says wage pressures are also spurring inflation. Says, quote, do not want to own fixed income.
Of course. Do you want me to send you this chart or tweet it out or anything? I'll tweet it out.
It was from Paul Tudor Jones. Clarification.
All right, I tweeted that chart and then I'll send you a link. There you go. Okay, so Google. Don't sleep on Google. So I'm with Nick, and he's with Google potentially breaking out. It looks exactly like the Nasdaq, with the inverse. I mean, if you go and obviously it runs with it. I mean, if I go and split the screen, and you look, oh shit, I forgot to go over Wayfair. Wayfair is also on the watch list, brought to you by a request last night as well. So I'll go over that in just a moment. Anyway, thank you, Chart, for reminding me. So the cues, Google, right? So pretty similar here in style. Obviously following the cue. So that being said, um, as long as the cues push and the cues, I have a target of 375.35 to the upside. If the cues push, I think you could see 28.95, which is the 4-hour 500 HMA. If you go up into the daily time frame, you'll actually see that your whole ribbon indicator is below you, which is good. And Google does not turn the ribbon so easily. And if you guys didn't catch my instructions on how to set an alert for ribbon flips, let me know. And you can actually set an alert on the daily for when a stock either A crosses over the ribbon or B the ribbon turns green. So legit question. Why isn't this guy? Do you know how hard it is to make $1 billion? Dude? Jesus. All right. So in the meantime, obviously, price action today is going to be crucial. There was a lot of weakness here on Google, and looking at it unbiasedly, you want to go look for those lower time frame supports. This is what I see. So it's real close. I'm going to get rid of that whole ribbon indicator, and I obviously, I always see what I always see wedges. But there is that reversal looking type setup there. So have a good zone. I would say anywhere below this 2850, you're likely going to go and retest the 2840 level. Anywhere below 28, you have 2840 and 2835. That's a decent place to potentially drop. And then right below that you have a 2825 on Google. So you are losing a little bit of momentum here. So that's important to pay attention to. Um, what was that? I just got an alert on SE. Nuh-uh. Oh yeah, no. Damn it. Why you gotta gap up like that, dude? Stop. Does it gap up? Yeah, see, it fills its gaps. We don't do that. We don't gap up. Okay. Um, Thinkorswim, you'll have to go in the Discord and I'm getting the whole ribbon indicator script from one of our admins. I'll get that from him ASAP, and I'll post it in the indicator page in our Discord for the whole ribbon indicator for Thinkorswim. You have to actually import that. So it's pretty neat, and the alert on it is pretty badass. Do it, Bitcoin. Okay, so real quick, Wayfair.
ANTM Anthem. Seen some comments from their conference call.
Oh.
Anthem says lower non-COVID utilization helped offset higher COVID-19 costs in August and September. Says fiscal year 21 guidance for
disappeared.
total COVID and non-COVID costs exceeding normal levels in every month of Q4. That's Alpha Nancy Tango Mike ANTM.
Good morning from Alaska. I have a question. Do you feel like AMC will turn around and head back up? The open interest on some of these contracts on AMC for like $100 strike sure seem like it. But that's not really something. If I knew that for sure,
UIGR, Voyager Therapeutics, presenting some
I'd be rich
clinical data.
or rich. I'd be filthy rich. There's a
They're
difference
spiking here.
with inflation. Everyone who is rich is now just moderately rich, and it's only super rich or kind of rich. 266.25.
ESG
All right, hold me.
illustrates that.
So what I'm looking for here on Wayfair, this is the standard deviation channel. I love it. Really clean as far as the respect given to that deviation channel. You can see anytime I see nice consolidation under or around, that lets me know that there's that regression. So this is the middle of the standard deviation channel. This is the linear regression. It just means the middle line. That's often where you will hover. And you can see right here, wedging out on that and then breaking to the downside. So here, it's the same target to the upside. Wayfair, I'm expecting a retest of 260, but above 260, it has a gap. So 266, 65, all the way to 270. So I'm considering going out on Wayfair, and I'm looking at One second. So I'm looking at these strikes. Obviously, the longer the better. Um, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on these contracts, and that's the thing about Wayfair too, is the spreads on the options. The further you go out, can get a little bit um, janky. So for me, I'm probably gonna stay somewhere in the October range, and probably shoot for that 265 call, potentially maybe 260 call. I'll see how they open up, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult to play. I wish if it wasn't 240 bucks, I'd just load up on shares or something like that. But um, yeah, yeah, the premiums are pretty high for Wayfair, but if you have the capital and that's within your risk, this isn't necessarily a stock. Like just grabbing the 270 call or even the 260 call for November uh for November 19th is ridiculously expensive. But the delta on a call that is one, two, three, four steps out of the money is 44%, right? At the 260 call, and the open interest is 2100. So I don't know. It may be worth it. Obviously, when your delta is high like that, and you have time on your side, you can kind of slip around theta. So um all right. Okay, so it is 8:58. Um what which expiration would I take? Oh yeah, that I would definitely go November 19th. I can't, I don't want to mess with the spreads on that one. I'd rather just pick one that's, I mean, really, like the further the better on something like that. For sure. Tesla. Tesla is retesting. Let's see. Tesla has a flag ish. There you go. You see Tesla right there? So let that trade come to you. So watch for a spike up 8. Let me see. Maybe 870, 871.50. And then hopefully you don't get smoked. But you guys are asking about Facebook. Link in the bio, guys. Or if you guys want to ask any questions, the link is in the bottom. Nice. So Facebook looks pretty good so far. The setup right now is an inverse head and shoulders on the hourly. The target from yesterday still remains 345 to the upside. I'm thinking break above 342.78. Good volume. Look at the volume. Set that vol. I don't know why when my screen splits, this side is like a completely different setting.
CMPS,
That's
Compass, open label study of COM360, psilocybin therapy for depression and cancer patients, demonstrates feasibility of simultaneous psilocybin administration in small groups. That's Charlie Michael Office Sandy, CMPS.
Let me be super clear on Square, by the way. Uh, if I'm wrong, guys, I take the L. That's a part of trading. It is what it is. I'm not gonna hide it. Or I'm just there is no emotions here when it comes to cutting this contract. Now, the thing that will sting, right, is if it does break that 257, it's going to go push potentially up to 259. Now, at that point, if it breaks, it breaks, but it will probably reject there. And if it does reject there, and it is a decent rejection, then I would anticipate an actual pullback. But I will not hold through anything like that. I'd rather take a small L and just leave it alone. So, and again, risky trade, but I have a tight stop loss intact. So, um, How's it going? So as far as Facebook is concerned, there is a concern. Facebook be if you do end up seeing any type of fake outs, which everything looks like it's going to continue to the upside, you have like a little micro gap. You did end the day yesterday with a doji. It looks like here you've gapped up. Let me see real quick. Oh, you actually didn't gap up, you just moved up. So yeah, you're right there. And really, if you can break that 345, the 200 right there, that lines up with 347, which we discussed last night as well. So, yeah, I mean, the only thing that I see is the RSI. It's kind of stickler there. Okay, so SPY. Let's go look at SPY on the. Oh no, we got it on the 4 hour. Okay. I'm actually gonna go to the hourly and see if this is right. Because if this is right, y'all, uh-oh, uh-oh. I think we're pulling back. I think we pull back on SPY. I'm pretty certain. So the way that I see it right now is that SPY is broken, obviously downtrend. We've had 4 consecutive days of green. Um, we are running into economic data that is going to be a little bit shaky, maybe causing a little bit of fear. That and the fact that we've broken our support. So of course, a reclaim of that support would happen well above 452 on SPY. But to the downside, right, this pre-market 449, more than likely you could end up dropping all the way to 448, or 447.30. And if I do remember correctly, yesterday, right, it's important if you know, if you're curious, you can always go to the AI bot, right? All right, dude. So if you guys are in the chat, in the Discord, if you go up to the top right-hand corner and just literally type your ticker. So in this case, we go type in SPY, and I do it all caps, just because it's usually going to highlight it. And you'll see you can look in a specific channel as well. I know some people know how to do that. Discord can be kind of hard to learn to navigate sometimes, but you will be able to see it will highlight everything that says SPY, including the flow. And so the flow that we did see large dark pools on SPY, and then as far as golden sweeps, I think yesterday it's crazy. We got Tesla puts 830 strikes, three expiration 1119, and then Tesla calls too 900 strikes. Someone set up a bajillion-dollar straddle. Let's see the Coinbase. Sorry, I saw I could have sworn yesterday I saw SPY put flow. Oh, you know where it was? It was in the silver sweeps. Yeah, so there was a few strikes for 447. So that's what I don't think it's going to be a crazy pullback, but it does look like it could pull back to that 448.35. And then of course below 448, go down and tap that 447.30. So but anyway, still works there. Also worth mentioning, guys, yesterday at the end of the day, net, which I will say, net has been on a tear. Watch net. I think net right below 171. I think it'd be a little bit risky, obviously, because you're still going against the grain, and the only thing that I see here is you have like a pre-market break and downtrend. But you could see, if you do see a rejection or a no break in high, you could see net pop down to somewhere around 164. But it looks like I'm not sure if this came in after hours. So I mean, they swung it from yesterday, or they bought it at the end of the day. So I mean, that was actually in the money too. So watch that one. Pre-market highs are 774. Watch for a retest of its downtrend right there. And if you see a rejection there, you could go and drop and make a new low, and retest that 168 level, or excuse me, 168.35 level. All right. It is going to be a tricky morning. I agree. Is my volume on? There we go. Someone asked, hey, yo, dude, always so happy to hear your voice, dude.
Yes, I can actually tell you.
I know. I felt like I gotta lay off those unfiltered cigarettes, dude.
Me and those little reds.
Pop the filter off.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. So I don't know if you were watching anything. I pretty much ignored. I'm not gonna be on long today. I'm exhausted. Um,
Get some sleep.
I got like,
See you play.
yeah, I know. I was working and then I had to get groceries. So I was like, I can't go tomorrow. I'm gonna have to order groceries. So I stayed up making groceries, and then I looked at the clock, and then I went to go to bed, and then my daughter woke up right when I went to go to bed, and then she stayed up for an hour. So it was lit. We had fun.
Just you don't need to go to bed. Come on.
Literally, the time my head hit the pillow, and she was like, she's like, sleep, not today. You can go ahead with your watch list. I'm gonna chart Baidu and Nvidia, and I'll take a look at Tilray. But I'll probably just leave the chart open, and then when I get a second off, I'll let you guys know how I feel about that.
The only watches that you are fast Facebook. A couple other ones will probably fit on my scanner, but Fastly and Facebook, Fastly just it's set up for a nice little bounce play at the open. Facebook, I'm curious to see how that news drives the momentum today on it.
Yeah,
With the name change.
yeah, dude.
So because here's the thing, the Facebook is still gonna have the same name, Instagram's still gonna have the same name,
Yeah.
still gonna have the same name. It's the parent company that's gonna change the name. So depending on what the rumors are, can cause this thing to actually like go crazy.
I mean, yeah, it really could. I agree. I was thinking about. I made 2 videos on TikTok.
I saw the one you posted. I didn't see a second one.
You should look at it if you have a chance, because it's just like it was just a little. Or if somebody wants to go and post the link in the chat so you can watch it. But yeah, that was. I had more fun with that one. Just because like yeah, just because Mark Zuckerberg is kind of easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I actually, you know what, man, it is. I'm not gonna get into it, but he has like an obsession with empires, like Caesars and stuff like that. And then you look at his hair. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Just go to my TikTok if
Mexican senator says marijuana legalization bills will be taken up within weeks.
ooh.
In these times, there is no longer room for prohibitionist policy. We are aware of the Mexico freedoms, and the people are aware of it. That's from marijuana moment.
You have to have a bad haircut to be a billionaire. That's facts. I mean, Warren Buffett, he's got a proper rich man's weird hair. I don't know. I guess.
You Micron, did you time?
Yeah.
Did Micron reportedly?
Yeah, I'm just anything else that's gonna happen. It's all man. So I look at work. It's a really cool dude.
It's easy to be rich when you bought when like the stock market started. So I'm just kidding. He was the dip.
Who are you talking about?
Warren Buffett.
No, I don't think he's like Warren Buffett was on TV this morning.
Who? No, it's
Something about somebody on TV.
Warren Buffett's like, how old is he now? He's 88, right? Or something like that?
Yeah. This lady is freaking pissing me off, dude.
What happened?
Some stupid lady at work.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you said how many put orders were there again on SPY? Um, uh, oh, not today, Kenneth. Yes, that's right. So hold on one second. I need to do something really quick. Okay, so sorry, I'm changing this really quickly, syncing these permissions. So if you guys look above you, you're gonna see swing the and I'm adding one right now. Or one second. Hold on one second. I forgot to change those permissions. That was one of the reasons why I was up so late last night too. I was working on some stuff. Um, hold on one second. Yeah, I was trying to get some stuff done there. Hold on one second. How risky is the gap up play on Netflix after Squid Games didn't add subs? I'm pretty sure it did, right? Maybe not to last quarter. I don't know when last quarter ended.
Sweet Games just came out, so it'll be the new quarter.
Right, yeah. You may run up with the anticipation of the next quarter being fire. I mean, maybe you sit flat for a little while and then I don't know. That's what I would think.
They come out of the totals.
Yeah.
And day before ER, it ends up before ER.
That's right. Okay.
What's the Facebook doing? I think they're changing the names on the readings. Companies and shares. Google is not actually doing it. It's Alphabet. That's Alphabet, right? Facebook is not gonna, like the parent company will no longer be Facebook, it'll be called something else.
Where is the admin chat? Why is the admin? I can't see the admin chat.
QUMU.
Oh, there it is.
Distribution partnership with the Synex. Protect uniform, Michael uniform. Review for you.
All right. Okay, so we are sorry guys, I had to go and fix something really quickly. We are going to be changing things around a little bit, so that way our everything is not so spread out as far as our signals. So the pages are still there; they're just private now. There's nothing in there that's new, so no old information. It's the information is still retained, and of course we're gonna want your guys' feedback. But we're gonna try out streamlining the signals pages and just basically letting you guys know via signal, you know, swing, like rather than just having it. And right now I have a couple of different channels. I have the equities, small account swing channel, watch list, and I'm just adding scalps for today. But probably tomorrow it's just going to be one singular signal page, which in each specific signal will obviously have what it is, the cost, et cetera, et cetera. So one second, let me sync the permissions. Okay. Can you guys see that? Equities, small account, etc. One second. You know what? All right, it's 9:20. We have a few minutes left. All right. All right. Good to go. Halfway moderator. Okay, so no, you're okay. It probably I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, so you wanted me to look at car? Yeah, sorry I missed that message earlier.
BTHX, getting a here, G1 Therapeutics, 1437 high, Golf Tango Hotel, X-ray.
So that top line that you have there, I really wouldn't. I mean, maybe with GAN fans, but more or less here. I think this is all-time highs. Yeah. Okay. So, the technicals here, it is really just price action, psychological numbers, and volume. So right now, you're already overbought, massively overbought on the daily time frame. You're still full swing MACD wise, and then volume wise, you stayed rather consistent for almost a week now. And really going back all the way until the end of August, beginning of September, you stayed volume wise relatively decent. You have earnings coming up, and as earnings approach, you may see a little bit more, you may see a little bit of shaky price action. One thing that you can see off of plays like this, and a lot of times you can set your entries, it depends on your strategy, but off of that high. So, stop loss entry, you could potentially see a 3 bar play on car, which would potentially put you up into the 165 area, 165.50, and at that point I would, and you're hitting 160 and already having some trouble. So if you can get above yesterday's high 161, I would say 165 with good volume, and then at that point I would probably look at going ahead and maybe even look at a downside position with an anticipation of pulling back. And then if you go down and look at the hourly, right, because that's how we multiple time frame analysis, that's how we're going to find the little intricate reversal pattern. So when you're approaching a resistance, it's important to see what type of patterns, what type of price action you have on that lower time frame. So that being said, let's see here, and we got a few minutes. So there you have it. So that's what car looks like to me at the moment. Which means that below 157 25 157, you're likely to pull back to this little zone here. That's 153.54. Maybe even dropping a little bit further to the bottom of that zone to 152.50 for a slight retest of this support here. That's backed up by those moving averages. And then at that point, and it's all about timing, of course. And you can't, timing is just reaction. You need to react to price action. But if you look at the angle, right? If you look at this setup, there is a possibility that you both hit that price target and complete a reversal pattern while you do it. So that would be what I would be looking for. Is on car is a potential rising wedge. Again, I know I always with the rising wedge. So
You're a big wedge guy.
I do, and I think I try and not to see them as much as possible because I have, don't want to have confirmational bias, but there is a lot of these breakout retests, and a lot of the retest, it's a FOMO pattern. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get a better average as a market maker. You basically you get that rush up to the top. Everyone's buying. It's gonna go to the moon. Dump it. Fear. People, release the bag, they buy the dip, FOMO instills, people are like, oh my God, why did I sell? They buy back in, runs up to the top, then if it dumps again today, people are gonna be like, oh shit, and then it's just a FOMO pattern, and then they dump it. And it usually happens when you near strong resistances or new highs. So
Yeah.
um
It makes sense though. I mean, it makes sense that you see it a lot more than you expect. And it's just because everything we're gonna go through those cycles.
mhm. Make it pop. Stupid songs. um Alrighty. Boot. Oh, thank you. There's
No, sushi, no word on today's, but I'm still golfing.
this guy's name
Come
is
back, don't worry.
Jordan Budru, and he's been harassing me, and I haven't even paid attention to him for like an hour.
What is he wrong?
Go. Hold on. Stand up. Go look at the mirror. Go look at your phone. I didn't pay attention to you once, dude, but now I'm gonna block you. So have a nice day, my friend. Jordan, what? Hell no. What does that even mean?
I hope your mother hates you as much as you hate us. Bye.
Ouch. That was ouch. No, he needs mother love, dude. That's why he's in our stream. So I wish him love and success. All right. My watch list. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put it up here. So Lulu's everything that you see right now is on my watch list. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Square. Okay, guys. So guess what? We're actually going to open up and already be right around square. And normally, if we run up like this, we're probably going to go hit maybe 259, 260 somewhere in there. So I'll let you know what I do with it. At this point, yeah, I think we're gonna go hit 159.24. So I'll see how much strength is behind that move. Anyway, so Square, Lulu, I'm watching Nvidia and AMD, both of those for pops off of the gap fill that's coming on socks. And while I'm saying that, I'm pulling up socks. Pulling up socks. I'm pulling up stocks on the hourly chart to go fill that gap starting at 465.40 and filling it at 471.60. So okay, so if Square, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If now that it's above it, either A, I'm gonna play it to the upside, and go ahead and just take my loss. But at this point, I do think that it is going to reverse. So if you guys took the trade, use your own risk management, but it's probably going to end up, in fact, when it runs in pre-market, that scares me. A lot of times when you start rushing, you guys notice Apple does that a lot. When Apple runs up in pre-market, especially with gaps underneath it, it tends to reverse pretty hard. So, all right. So you guys have Sony too. Alrighty. Those of you on YouTube and uh, TikTok, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'll leave the TikTok up for the first 30 minutes, but I'm gonna go not gonna be on long today at all. I can hardly talk right now. I'm exhausted, so but feel free to hop in the stream there, and I'll see you guys maybe tonight. I don't know, but all right, see you guys. All right.